Just to go through method number 2 of collecting an image, we might want to use the internet. So if we open up Google and we type in fitness, once we type in fitness, we can look at images. And let's find an image. We'll use the lady. The reason I'm going to use a lady is we want to try and cover different genders, different ethnicities. We've got to have like a poster which reflects everybody. So we now have, if we use the man, we also have a woman. So if we right click and we go to save image as, and we're going to save it in our practice folder. It's an asset, so we'll save it as an asset, and it's before, and I'll call it fitness lady. Once that's saved, we're then going to go back to PHOTOPEA, and this time I'm going to go File Open. If I go to File Open, into the Assets, Before, I'm going to find Fitness Lady. Once I've got this image, first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the DPI, because remember the DPI of print quality has got to be 300. So I'm going to go to Image and go to Image Size. And then it's 72 DPI, so I'm going to upscale it to 300. And I click OK. Once I've done that, I can zoom back out. If you hold Control key and press minus, Control minus zooms out, Control plus zooms in. So you can control your zoom. And once I've got this, I'm going to go File, Save As, or Export As. So I'll export this as maybe a PNG if I'm going to use transparency. So I am going to use transparency, so we'll go PNG. So File export as PNG. And I want Fitness Lady to be exported as Fitness Lady 300. So I want it as 300 DPI. So click Save. Now this is automatically saved into my downloads, but what I'm best doing is I'm best taking this file, if I can. I'll go to the actual source folder. I'll copy that. And once I've copied that, I'm going to go back to my folders. I'm going to put this into the assets, but this is an after. And the reason it's an after is because it's now been upscaled to 300 DPI, as in the previous example I've got up here. And I might index that as image number 2. And then if I go to my assets and go to before, I'm going to index the original as image number 2. So I'm getting extremely neat and tidy at indexing images. Now, if you was in the iMedia project, what you might do is you might go back to your practice folder and you'd have a look at the documentation associated with assets. So on the assets table, just update this as number 2, Fitness Lady, and call it 300 DPI. This is the upscaled image. Properties this time is a PNG. Centralize that and make it look neat. And the source, I need to then go back to the internet, and the source is the Evening Standard. So, in fact, we'll go to the website. When this loads up, we'll put the standard.co.uk. So www.standard.co.uk. Again, I must ask the owner for permission. So let's copy and paste that down because it's owned by the standard. And then I write at this point where I'm going to use that in the poster. we'll come to that later on, because as the poster builds up, I can be a bit more specific about how I want to use it. So I can save that. And what I could do as well is I could prepare in the poster assets. I could add the screenshots of the before properties, how I've upscaled it, and what I've done afterwards. But let's just move on and have a look at how to use the image. So once we're up to this point and you've updated all your documentation, in the next video we're going to look at how to chop up photos and have a transparent background.